Hello, our story today is Who is Fitzy Fox? Fitzy Fox was in the middle of an identity crisis. You see, he had always thought he was a dog, but everyone called him Fitzy Fox, and often Foxy for short. He was very confused. Am I a dog or a fox, he wondered. A little disgruntled, Fitzy Fox decided to take a walk. He left his terrace house and meandered down Brunswick Street. Just a few minutes down the road, he ran into Pete, the owner of a cafe where Fitzy Fox and his family often enjoyed delicious meals. "Hey, Foxy, how about a veggie burger?" asked Pete. "See, Pete thinks I'm a fox," mumbled Fitzy Fox to himself as he trotted past. Craving something cold and refreshing, Fitzy Fox popped across to Lygon Street to see Arabella, whose gelateria had every flavour imaginable. "How about a little limone today, Foxy?" offered Arabella. "See, Arabella thinks I'm a fox too," sighed Fitzy Fox. Growing more and more frustrated, he continued on his way. Oh, the yummy gelato. It was a scorching day, and the sun blazed down on Fitzy Fox's furry coat. Oh, a swim in the Fitzroy pool would be the perfect way to cool down, Fitzy exclaimed. But as he approached the pool, he saw a sign. No dogs allowed. Fitzy Fox paused for a moment. Well, I'm not sure I'm a dog anyway. I wonder if foxes are allowed. Fitzy Fox was fed up with all the confusion. He decided to visit a place where he was sure to find an answer. The State Library. Inside, he found a book all about foxes living in England. He thought the photographs looked like him, but he still wasn't sure. Fitzy Fox knew there was only one thing to do. Board a plane to London in search of his true identity. He's going on a very, very big plane. Just like Aunty Riki goes on all the time. Fitzy Fox arrived in London, jet-lagged but excited. He read in his lonesome guidebook that the royal family liked to go fox hunting. So surely they would know whether he was a fox or a dog. A little nervous, he bravely found his way to Buckingham Palace. At the palace gates, Fitzy Fox explained to the serious-looking guard why he had come all the way from Australia. "I'm afraid the Queen isn't home today," said the guard. "If you ask me, you don't really look like one of the Queen's dogs, but I'm not sure you look like a fox either. Why don't you go to Hyde Park and see if there are some foxes hiding there?" So, with a trusty map in paw, Fitzy Fox trotted over to Hyde Park. Mustering up the courage to speak to the elegant swans in the pond, he asked them, "Do any foxes live here?" "Goodness gracious, what an interesting accent you..." Oh, sorry. What accent should we do? This swan's going to have to be British. Let's make it a posh swan. "Goodness gracious, what an interesting accent you have," said one of the swans. "I'm from Australia and I'm trying to figure out whether I'm a fox or a dog," Fitzy Fox explained. "How distressing for you," said the other swan. "We don't have any foxes here, but there are many living in Notting Hill, which isn't too far away." Feeling confident that he was getting closer to his answer, Fitzy Fox set off in search of Notting Hill. It wasn't long before he sniffed out a fox resting among the snowdrops, and so Fitzy asked for his opinion on the matter. "Well," said the fox, "you have 4 paws like me and teeth like me, but our tails are different. Yours is short and mine is long and bushy. Do you bark?" Fitzy Fox gave his best bark. "Ruff!" "Ha! Sort of of like me, but a little bit different. Although that could be because you're from Australia. I really don't know. The fox felt sorry that he didn't have an answer. The fox felt sorry he didn't have the answer Fitzy Fox was looking for, so he invited Fitzy for dinner. Earlier in the day, one of the fox's children had found a leftover roast chicken and a couple of steak and kidney pies. Fitzy Fox didn't think it was quite as good as the gelato and veggie burgers back in Melbourne, but he politely ate it up anyway. Soon it was time to go home. Fitzy Fox felt disappointed that he hadn't yet found an answer to his oh-so-very important question, but he was happy to have met such kind-hearted folk. Waving goodbye, he boarded his plane back to Australia. At home, Fitzy Fox's entire family was very relieved to see him. "Where have you been, Foxy? We haven't slept a single wink. We've been searching everywhere for you," they said in unison. Fitzy Fox felt terrible that they had been so worried, and he sat patiently while they patted and stroked him all over. Afterwards, he told them all about the trip he'd taken to find his true identity. Fitzy Fox's mummy took him lovingly in her arms and said, "My dear Foxy, you're not a fox. Fitzy Fox is just your name. Fitzy because you live in Fitzroy, and Fox is because you're a fox terrier, which is a very special kind of dog." Suddenly, everything was perfectly clear. A huge smile came to Fitzy Fox's face. He shook his head in disbelief and said, "I travelled across the world, yet the answer was right here in front of me the whole time." That night, Fitzy Fox's mummy tucked him in and whispered, "Foxy, it wouldn't matter to me if you were a fox or a dog. I would love you exactly the same." Fitzy Fox closed his eyes, happy he was home. Happy because he knew his family loved him, no matter what. But most of all, happy because now he knew who he was. And this is a map that shows he went all the way from Melbourne, all the way to London, to Buckingham Palace. And that's the end of the story.